Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good every time. Because who knows, maybe this video will be watched by someone in the United States, in China, in Tokyo, Korea, Japan, or Chinko country, or those that speak English with the nose. And so those that speak it with the mouth too. And for us that speak it with broken teeth, you get, and one big teeth. You know, we are sure having different times. This can be night to some people, this can be morning to another stuff. Now, yeah, there's something I want to explain. I intentionally decided to publish that video in order to explain it. Yeah, I've been saying that men can last very long, like 40, 50, 60 minutes. 2 hours is my max. Let's say if I'm challenged, like someone say, Raphael, I'm challenging you at a competition, I'll give you $1 billion. Help us beat all the guys in the whole world. Yeah, I'll say, let's set the rules. 1, nobody is taking any stupid drugs. 2, nobody is drugging anybody. 3, yeah, food and water should be available. Yeah, 2 hours is mine for now, and the reason is simple. If you go and overdo and you get adapted to overdone thing, and then you end up realizing that one woman cannot be enough, you would have to marry like 10 wives. Maybe that's the reason why people like King David had to marry plenty. You get, because when a man could fight Goliath out of every other man, in short, that man is something else entirely. Yeah, it's no longer the human being that we know. It's like a combination of the host of army that could not defeat Goliath in one body. So it's even an understatement for him to marry 2, 3 wives. He should marry like 100, 200. Because like those amount of men marrying, something like that. So that is that for that one. Now what I'm explaining now is, you will notice in that video that I'm going to post side, you can just watch it, or perhaps I'm going to wait for you to watch it completely. But regardless, maybe in the beginning, in the middle, there's something I want to explain, then I will now show you proofs in that video. Now, when you're having sex and you want to prolong your sex as a guy or as a woman, 2 things are happening. Your body wants to get to the state of orgasm as quick as it wants to. You get, currently is an habit. Because when you first having sex, if you have sex for the first time in your life, it is always long. My first masturbation took 30 minutes. That's my first masturbation. It took 30 minutes. You are the one constantly reconditioning yourself to, to last short. Yes, some parts is genetics. You get, some other part is your body strength itself. You get what I'm saying now? If you are someone that you are very strong naturally, before you have your first masturbation, it will take long before you orgasm. Because every muscle in your body have to reach a kind of tonic volt. You get, before you can get there. You get what I'm saying? And you've never had sex before, so you don't know the kind of tonic volt your body needs to get to. So, you see, the video, the sexual whatever was short. The masturbation was short. And you will notice that it was even twice. I had to stop it and continue again. I'm going to, the 2 of them I'm going to merge, and you'd see. You get, it was twice. I stopped, like, because I wasn't having this urge for the sex any longer. I didn't have this urge for it, and I'll tell you why. And it's what I'm actually currently explaining though. So for men that I know, starting from me, this is how it happens. When you start having sex, your body tries to orgasm. Then if you want to last long, we have to reverse the orgasm. You get what I'm saying now? Like, your body, the closer you are to orgasm, the harder you get. Like, once you started. You get what I'm saying now? Now you don't need to make it soft, but you need to lock your sperm door. Say, everything copy by habit, we already orgasming fast. You get, you're saying, okay, everything copy well, do your verification before coming out, even though it will want to rush out. When you are cooking food inside pressure pot, the food will not be done, but the pressure pot will want to open. You get, the food is not done, but the pressure pot wants to open. That is exactly what happens to the man testes and sperm and whatever. Sperm is not completely done, ready. You get, but it wants to come out like ofe rupano. You get what I'm saying? Who has cooked rice here? Like cooked rice and see how rice used to come and pour on the floor while cooking. Maybe you use a pot that is not so big, not a gorodom. You get, like you cook 1 cup of rice in a fry pan, or 2 cups of rice in a fry pan. You know, something like that. That is exactly how it is. Look at our testes is small. Compare us to us now. Does us have all the genetics we have? Us does not have even half of the genetics we have. You get? But look at their scrotum, very, very big. You get? It's big enough to not rupano. Look at our own. It's small. And we have intelligence, we have this, we have that, this. All these gifts are given to us. Because it's a small pot cooking basia of rice. You get? So that is how that one is. So on that note, the rural process, like, you know, I'm using layman English to explain. I'm not trying to theorize or explain to professionals. You get, you know, many times people are too educated to learn. You get what I'm saying? It happens a lot of time where you meet people that are too learned to learn. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying my best to avoid such people. I'm only trying to explain to those who believe that they've not learned anything, and then as much as I can, I am using the smallest language that you would understand to explain. You get? So when you're not having the sex, you get, the sperm that has not completely done, it will be swelling, then you just release sperm. Now, if you want to know whether the food is done or not, it will be sweet, right? Food that is not done will not be sweet. Now, the quality of your orgasm now determines whether the sperm is good or not. Now, if you orgasm early, you will not really enjoy the sex itself. So at the same time, for a lot of reasons. One, the joy of cooking. You get, the joy of serving. You get, and the joy of eating have been cut short. You pour it inside cold water and you start to eat it like that. You get, like everything like that. It's not like you are tasting different versions of the food. You get what I'm saying now? So that is it. That is how it looks like when you are orgasming. Now, one thing that is important is this: you are the soul. You get, you are the controller. Your body, you are the processor and the controller of your body. Why there are some automatic processes that your body, like biophysics, biochemistry, that happens in your body naturally. When you start the sexual process, biophysics, biochemistry set up. You get, and the aim of sex is to orgasm. So it moves you towards orgasm. Now, if you want to last, you have to be in control. Like, you should be able to control all these processors, this biochemistry, to be optimized. You get what I'm saying? Now, you know, the faster the food rise, it's an automatic biochemistry. See, put fire, put rice, put fire on that rice. Then good fire, pleasure, the one that is hot, very well. Put it on that rice. When you put it on that rice, what do? Put everything there in a small pot. You get, now put fire. If you do not lock the pot with stone, with pressure, all the water we waste, all the rice we waste. You cannot reverse it because there's a standard. That's for sex. There's a pre-designed one, because we are very complicated. We are not rice. Our sperm is better than rice. You get, so the situation is complicated, but it's a kind of pressure pot too. You get, so when you are having that sex, for instance, now when you're having that sex, this for men right now, it's tempting for women. It's the same psychology that happens. You get, so when you're having that sex, the pleasure and everything is the fire. Like the pressure, the jabbing, whatever is the fire driving, and your metabolism as a whole. You get, your banging, your blood flow, your muscular flow, everything are the fire cooking the sperm. You get, why the sperm is cooking? You get, now it want to rise. You'd have to say you are not done. Go back. You get, or you fishy biro, right? Like you use spoon to steer it. So that is like something like that. So it will come down again, then it will want to rise again. It will come down again to at least normal boiling inside pot. Then it will want to rise again. Then you have to return it to normal boiling before everything just pour out. You get what I'm saying now? undone food. So the best way to go about it is to make sure that you can balance both now. So now I'm comfortable and I'm not going to be processing my environment that much. So to last long, you get, or to last short, you have to be able to balance the process. The normal biophysics and biochemistry that happens inside the body must be regulated, must be optimized, you get, during the sexual intercourse. So it must be optimized, you get. But if it is not optimized, then your libido is just going to be cut short, you get. And once your libido is cut short, you know what happens? What happens is what happens. You get what I'm saying? You just orgasm very short. And I've explained before that the lower, the faster you orgasm, like I've explained before that the faster you orgasm, the low the quality of the sperm. You get, because it's just like rice. Rice cook finish in 45 minutes, right? Now you start cooking the rice, and then just because the rice is pouring out, you get, you took the rice and eat it in 5 minutes. You get what I'm saying now? Please, are you eating the rice you want to eat, or the rice that just came out? You get, and will you enjoy the rice? It will be hard, it will not be, you get, and that is why it will cause something like genetic confusion. Now, for the human being, during the cooking process, the same thing that happens to rice, tomaru, tomaswell, that you have to stir, everything is going to be happening in your organ. Now, it will pour out through your urethra, right? You have to keep it in your sperm duct until it is done. And the only way you know it is done is something I'm going to explain later. You get what I'm saying now? So for that video, you notice that that biochemistry must happen and biophysics must happen. Then I must keep them in check. In that video, it is not happening. You get what I'm saying now? Like, it will start, fire will start, and then, you know, maybe they pour water on fire, it offs. Fire will start, it offs. So the fire that is offing is what me I want to use to. You get, that is just an analogy. You get. Now let's now go into real plain explanation of the situation. Now this is what happened. Consciously and subconsciously, people have sex. If you are conscious about your sex, you last long. Consciousness is the process of regulating your subconsciousness. You get what I'm saying now? There are 3 levels of being. It also applies to your sexual health. You get? I'm talking this to general, both men and women now. You get? It's applicable to both gender. Now, you are consciously. Please excuse me. I don't want this phone to switch off. Let me pause. So now, as I was saying, so consciously and subconsciously and unconsciously, you are having the sex. Now, unconsciously, your body has been designed to do what? To produce the sperm with some things in your body. You get what I'm saying now? The raw material is the subconscious part, is the unconscious part. You get what I'm saying now? The subconscious part of your sex is the one coordinating when you release and when you don't release. You get what I'm saying? Now, consciousness part is the part that says, okay, stop, don't, you know, when you are cooking in food now, you get what I'm saying now? You are the one consciously making the decision that the food is not done enough, or it has overdone, or you don't like it this way. You get, that is the conscious part of you having the sex. You get, if that is the conscious part of you having the sex now, so unconsciously, your body has a particular amount of time it must take for it to completely cook the sperm. Right? I will explain women females perspective too. That it must completely cook the sperm. You get, there is the unconscious time. Nobody can change it. You get, if you are not up to that, your sperm you'll be sending, as I explained in yesterday's video, it will be in that form. It will not be complete. It will be one allele copy of the total chromosome. You get, it will be, yes, it will be a complete human being that can function, but it's just one allele copy. Adaptation will be difficult. You get, and because we are human beings, what we first copy out is our physical form. before our mental form. The mental form is always the last one, and it's the mental form we need more of infinite possibility kind of adaptation. Short, a lot of people don't have advanced mental adaptation, you get, which is why many people have the problem. Now, because of this unconscious, like, okay, dry rice, when put on fire at this particular degree of fire, you get what I'm saying, of fire, it should be done within 45 minutes. For sex, it will be, maybe if you are banging and your biochemistry is moving at the rate of maybe 5 bangs per second, maybe 3 bangs per second, maybe 2 bangs per second, then it will be done by this time. And it's not like rice that will be soaked, you get. This one is different, so it cannot be soaked, it must be cooked completely. You get what I'm saying now? So if you are doing it like 2 bangs per second now, it can take like 4 hours before your sperm is completely done. For any viable, true, complete sperm that anybody will be proud of. You get, because if they do the quality of your sperm, you get, as you compared to the thing you are transferring, they will just put the thing you are transferring to your. You get, especially when the person is paying with commitment or money. You get, especially when it's not for free and there's no sex that's for free, unless you are having sex with someone and you are paying that person for having sex with that person. Else when that sex becomes free, like I'm having sex with you and I'm paying you for having that sex with you, you get, and I am not transferring any other thing. You get, like the bad day, like you are not transferring anything to me. For instance, now paid masturbate sex, you should be careful, you should make sure you meet the contract, or you get, there are a lot of things I'm going to talk about, and that is for the profession of maybe the sex industry or whatever. Now, while cooking the sperm, you get, unconsciously, let's say 2 hours for the normal banging guys used to bang. I'm just assuming it's a bit shorter than that, but wait, 2 hours shorter is maybe 1 hour 50, 1 hour 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Because even me at my highest bang, you get, I realized that it is around 15, 20, 30 minutes, and the highest bang for me is about 5 bangs per second, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get, at that rate per second. You get what I'm saying? And it's still around 15, 30 minutes before I am confident. Like 15 minutes it is done. 30 minutes it has been verified. You get what I'm saying? The quality is okay. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's 2 testes that is producing it. You get what I'm saying now? So the other would have produced okay, and it have tested the quality of what we produce is okay. So there's balance, check and balancing. You get 30 minutes. You understand what I'm saying now? The reason why 15 minutes is a kind of cap time for the for orgasm for women is still because it takes 15 minutes for men to complete sperm to complete the sperm production. But because we are not listening to our body again, you get, we just come in low time. You get what I'm saying? And see, the faster the banging, the better. Nowadays we have destroyed ourselves genetically and biologically to the extent that we don't even know much again. See, I would say something. If you look at all this fantasy or documentary, there is a time I watched a documentary of a mating snake. It took this snake 30 minutes for them to complete a mate. Look at lizard, when they come together, it takes about 10 minutes before they can leave if you do not chase them away. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And look at how small that one is. The snake was king cobra, all these big snakes. But I used to watch all those documentaries. It took 30 minutes in the documentary like this. They were now skipping it anyhow. You get, before they finished mating and left each other. You get, and their organs were already inside each other. It's not like they are cutting each other out. And but human beings that have advanced features. You get, that we have advanced features. When you mate, it's like you are decided to mate for the OD. You get, that's what mating should be like. You are deciding to mate for the OD or whatever, depending on the speed of which you are on. You get, so if you are a high-paced person already, you get, it means you can transfer faster. It means your own body will create everything that you require faster than the other people. And if you're a low pace person, go and upgrade yourself to a fast pace. You get, and the faster you get, the more you can verify. You get what I'm saying? For instance, now for me, if girls now are too lazy to upgrade themselves, and I want to transfer a complete gene, you get, of myself, complete verified gene of myself, and they say they are lasting 5 minutes, I will have to be someone that is very fast. It means in that 5 minutes, I should be able to run from here to Agor Garage in 5 minutes, motor speed. If I can get to that level, maybe I can transfer a full verified complete copy of me to the game. I'm just using that analogy. It's not up to that. You get what I'm saying now? This is a maximum analogy. You get? It means I will turn to Flash just because I want to satisfy a girl for 5 minutes completely with complete version of me inside that person. You get what I'm saying now? Like complete version of me inside that person. It means I won't bother to do all those ones now. So it's because of sex I will not be upgrading myself. How much do I want to take from sex? Yet I'm posting videos on X videos. How much has X videos giving me? Or how much have the porn industry giving me to be explaining all this? My cost of life is primarily on me, not on even explaining all these things. You get? So why will I now go and be focusing on improving my own body because I want to come and give one person that does not even understand the value of the sex this sex? You get? So there's no real motivation for that one. So that is why I'm just thinking when some people will be doing anyhow, I'll be like, you get? So that is it. So that is the unconscious part too. There's a cap. It cannot change. If your gene is your gene, if it changes, your gene has changed. You get? It means it has increased or it has reduced. You get? You get what I'm saying now? If your gene has reduced, it will reduce. But unconsciously, for each gene, there is an amount of time allotted to that gene. You get? For production. That is one. Let's talk about nutrients and all those ones too. You have to have all those ones. But we are talking about timing now. Secondly, the second part is this. The subconscious part. Now, during the cooking process now, you know there is this amount of time for rice to be done, which is 15 minutes. For the sperm to be done, 15 minutes. Now, during the cooking process, like rice, it will room, like it will swell, it will rise, like it wants to rise out of the pot. You get? You have to stir the pot so that it will not rise again. You get? And you will stir the pot by killing fire. See, sex fire is like if you kill the fire, you will not be you may not be interested in the sex again. You get? Or the sex you get, you will not be able to cook it very well again. So you shouldn't cook the fire. You should not put it. The best method is not by offing the fire. You get? You will be crying because you want to tune back on, like. You get? So you can't because you want to release that, you're not going to stop. You say, okay, sperm, wait, calm down. Even the sperm god will start to regress now, because if you do not release it, you get, and it is there, it's going to damage what? It's going to damage this. So it will start to break down into something that will be excreted very fast and will not be in the form of sperm again for danger activity, maybe. So it will not become a kind of virus. It's possible to become a virus. So that it will not become a virus or whatever. You get what I'm saying now? It degrades once your sexual drive is turned up. So you get, it degrades. So something like that. So you now the subconscious part is now your integrator. Okay, it is giving you alert that this thing rule. You get, stop it from rule. Okay, Jericho law, this, that. That is the subconscious part. You get, controlling and during the sex, apart from your sexual organs, muscles can be doing anyhow. You get, some muscles can cease. It's your subconscious responsibility to trigger them in a new way, the best way again, or trigger them back. You get, during the sex, because it's like you are cooking. Any stupid off fire can spoil the whole food and waste everything. You get what I'm saying now? So you should continue You get, so muscles can do something. Your heart, for instance, now, you get, when you want to move fast so that you can copy fast or whatever, and your heart is beating too fast, it will spoil everything and you lose control, or you cannot even catch your breath the way you should catch it. You will also lose control. You get, and many things like that. That is why you should be very, very, very interested in building your sexual health. You get, you should be careful about your sexual health and build it up. You get, lasting long is not a cause, and it's not a sickness. Sincerely, it is not. It is one of the best quality health you can ever show. You get, you can never possess. You get what I'm saying now? So there are different methods. Yes, when you consciously get to some point, you can cook sperm in a different way. The sperm will be a little bit different if you look at the quality, but it doesn't mean it's not complete. But that one is for the conscious, advanced conscious people, which only few of them exist. So subconsciously, you should be able to control everything together. You get, but there's one thing about subconscious and conscious. Conscious decide, subconscious effect. So now on the conscious level, you should also be able to note, am I ripe to release? You get, is it time to release? If it's not time, close the pot again. Is it time to release? And it's very dangerous. Is it time to release like you are opening pots that will rule? You get, you would have to close it again. You get what I'm saying? And don't forget, when the food is cooking, you get what I'm saying now? It will be boiling, blah, 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 blah. It means throughout the process, it will be pleasurable. Only that the pleasure range will be different. You get, the fact that the penis is hard during the banging, even if you do not orgasm and it's hard, it means in non-do. You get what I'm saying? It means it's working very well. You get, if you start to come soft, you get, it's not because you want to release. You get, it's because the fire that is supposed to cook it is tuning off. You get, like something has been disequilibrated in your body, maybe nutrient wise, maybe consciousness wise. You get, because our consciousness is very tricky. If you are conscious of one single thing for a long period of time, you will lose interest in it. And once your consciousness is telling you the food is not going to be sweet or it's going to be wasted, why should I cook a wasted food? Yeah, why should I cook a food that will be wasted or something like that? You understand what I'm saying? So that is it for that one. Animals go through eat period. The eat period is to cook their sperm very well and their whatever very well. Human beings, we remove it out of our body because we are conscious, and so that we can also enjoy the process. Animals just go and release the sperm. That's all. You get, the sperm they've cooked for 1 week, 2 weeks, and that's why their consumption is very high. But for human beings, you know, our consumption is not as high as they eat from morning to night. We eat 3 times daily. If you put them, they will eat continuously from morning to night with maybe 10 minutes gap or 5 minutes gap. Eat rest, eat rest, eat rest, eat rest, and they are not getting big. What are they using it to do? So to write their sperm now and their egg. And to write everything that will be required to build it. So that is it. So if you don't have control, like mental health control, you will now orgasm fast. It means if your consciousness cannot decide when to release, you will release anytime, right? That is one. 2, if your sexual subconsciousness cannot lock the pot tight, it's because I've said the subconscious is the effector. You get, the unconscious part are the rules at which the metabolism work. The subconscious part is the one that now changes some parts, like maybe it changes pressure, maybe it changes temperature, maybe it changes one nutrient that is available. All those ones are now the subconscious part. So all those ones now, you should be able to at least have a good control on, okay, you are asserting this amount of pressure on the lid or on the pot lid, you are increasing the fire by this amount, you are reducing the presence of oxygen by this amount, you are increasing the presence of nitrogen by this amount. Okay, you are reversing back, you are increasing the presence of oxygen by this part, you are reducing the presence of nitrogen by this one, or carbon, or whatever. You are coordinating it. Your ability to coordinate all those stuffs, you get, is subconscious and conscious. You are consciously deciding, you get, based on response that your subconsciousness has brought. When you need oxygen, you will feel the need of oxygen. At that point in time, you start breathing oxygen. When you need nitrogen more than any other thing, your pattern will change again. When you need carbon, your pattern will change again. When you need not to excrete carbon dioxide because you want to crack carbon, you get, for more important things during the gene transfer, you will do it, and then your breath will not reduce. You get, when you need more of them again, you will start breathing. You get. But all these things, once they come, once you see signs, there are different signs you will know. Okay, it is carbon that is doing this one. Okay, it is this. There are various signs you used to know, and you must consciously know, oh, this is what is happening here. You just trigger immediately, and you must have created your subconscious health to be able to manage it immediately, like respond to your trigger. I'm triggering low oxygen. Let's say o gbọ́dọ̀ trigger during the sex process. Yeah, I'm triggering high oxygen. O gbọ́dọ̀ trigger, let's say I'm triggering low heart movement. O gbọ́dọ̀ trigger, let's say. And that is why it is very important to learn. That's why I'm saying whatever I'm explaining here is just a kind of preamble. You get what I'm saying now? It's a preamble because you know, it's an 8 years research for me. It's not just research, developmental research. You get, if I'm going to help you out, it means I'm going to concentrate and train you on how to, you get. For me, it is when I needed them, I started to first go and learn them. Now you now have someone that can teach you everything first and help you build everything first before you know that you would ever need them. And don't forget, it's not like I've started having much of a sex. You get what I'm saying now? To now know what I'm definitely sure there may still be other things that will be needed when the experience comes. There may not be much. You get, there may not be much, but there may be. So that is it. So for guys, you have to have the 3. Now what happened in my case is that the fire was off in, like, the subconscious, like, let me know, it's not the fire, the conscious need. You get, I've been doing masturbation for 8 years. Masturbation for 8 years till today. No real sex, no confirmed masturbate sex. You get, I would lose interest. Plus, it's like wasting of all the resources in my body. You get, it's not like I'm transferring gene to someone. It's not like I'm trying to make someone happy. It's not like I'm trying to make someone feel comfortable. It's not like I'm trying to pleasurize someone. It's myself. If I'm going to pleasurize myself, maybe I should enjoy it. Now, the problem is this. I've been using this method for 8 years. If I was enjoying it before, I will start to not enjoy it again. You get what I'm saying? That's why I usually have troubles. And that's why many times I look for opportunities to watch porn during the period. But because of my current state, you get, I don't have much gadget. I'm currently improvising. You get, I don't have much gadget. So how will I watch porn with the same gadgets that I'm using to camera? You get, or how will I play music with the same gadget I'm using to camera? You understand what I'm saying now? There's no power supply here. It means some of my gadgets don't have enough power. They cannot last as long as I can last. They will cut me short. You get, lighting I go with is bad. COVID-19 destroyed all my businesses. In short, I am financially incapacitated. I'm just growing myself back. You get what I'm saying? And I'm using my knowledge to want to get the financial reward I need to get myself back. You get? So that is for men. Now, I've talked about men. Like, the reason why it happened for me that way is, yes, my body was ready to cook. You get? But my consciousness keeps switching it off. Like, regardless, when you get to a level of consciousness, Yes, you can cook rice. You get, but there's a off switch, right, to the burner. You are not using old technology that over the down see now. You are using electric burner or gas burner, which you can switch off at any fucking time when you get angry. You get, when something goes wrong, you can just off it. Like, it's not like it's motivating you to trigger another thing. Like, you are telling me to, like, okay, for instance, now you start. Now it gets to a point. At this point, for the food to be good again, you have to increase the fire by 10 degrees C. I mean, I'll look at my body like this. 10 degrees C. What do I need to increase? I'm wasting the sperm already, and you want me to increase everything. Switch off. You get, because you know, for every stage in the sexual intercourse, you get, there is a sacrifice you would make. You get, you are cooking something, you will put your energy into it, you will put your nutrients into it. You get, then sometimes you get to a point where you will not want to sacrifice it because it's not worth it. The sperm that will be wasted does not worth me sacrificing my food now. When even ordinary the alkaline around it can actually give me the orgasm I am looking for. You get, without the genetic material itself. You get, I'll just go for the alkali type. But then if there's one reason to sacrifice, either from gene transfer to it is a source of income, to I want the girl to what? To come back for more, or to I love the girl, or to I hate the girl and I want her to be useless, or to anything, there must be one real factor that would be like, okay, I'm motivated enough, you get, to do this. You get, one of these one I'm not really motivated. You say, okay, you want to post it. Why are you not motivated? I have done a lot of videos that have been stolen. That is one. You get, why will I be motivated when I know a lot of people even know already? Putting it on video is just for me to have a copy. That's the truth. And for you to see a copy, you know already. You get, so which motivation wants to come sincerely from my heart? Me that I'm honest with myself from the beginning to the end. You get, the honesty, the self-honesty. You just be like, Ogbeni, you have you don't deceive yourself. They know. Yes, you know they know. So Ogbeni, switch off. Don't waste your resources. They will not give you anything over the resources too. I mean, what have they given you? They say, okay, because of the sperm you've wasted in teaching us, take this money. Did they do that? The only way I get money is they will bring work, project work. I will use all my mental capacity to write the project for you. And then what will be, you don't know what will be building? My mental now. Each time you bring work and collect money, I will do good job for you. You have to say you have to take money, have sex with me, I'll give you good gene transfer, let's say. You get, because that's what we paid for. You get, you are paying me that I'm the one controlling cooking the food. You get, to cook mental food for you, and you are expecting sexual food. I don't understand. You get, so that is, you get, because yes, many times I used to, but wait, okay, you are paying me for sexual food. Is there any scenario officially that will make the sex work? No. The scenario that's even available unofficially will be the one that will send me to jail. Are you mad? To make sense. You get, I mean, I'll be looking into me. I will say, oh, dear, super, be forward, be straightforward, Raphael. Even if it's for free, it will not be as quality as, but at least you will receive some food. So that's it about that one. Now for females, a lot of females are telling me, no, not a lot. One stupid escort was telling me that girls does not last long. No problem. I want to see who will have the time to cook for you to solve your gym problem, the first one. Then to impregnate you with quality child. You get what I'm saying now? With quality child, you don't last though. You get, I want to see the person that will be able to do it. Even me cannot if you don't last. If you are the type of person that will chase me before the food is ready, I'll give you unfinished product. And that is it. So you have to train yourself. If when I was just searching, I realized that girls' libido, like per round, before they for full orgasm, for one round, you get what I'm saying, is 15 minutes. is because the current time for human being to copy their gene based on their pace, female's pace or whatever, is at least 15 minutes per reverse calculation. But it's not accurate because of all these drugs that we've taken. If you minus drugs and all these poisons that we've taken for birth to old age, if you minus them, you realize something like 30 minutes, 1 hour. That's what you realize. You realize something around 30 minutes. Like before you reach your orgasm, it will be around 30 minutes. At the slow speed, you will be looking at 1 hour. The fast rush type, you'll be looking around 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying now? You'll be looking around that time. So that is it, because as we guys are designed, you get two things are happening in the girl. So one, you are waiting for the guy to drop this and you are trying to keep him fired by giving him a hole to be rubbing to create the friction energy that is required to push the progress. Aside that, you are also preparing your egg. Like maybe say, let's say the egg has always been there from the beginning of the month. Please, you did masturbation, you did this thing today, you did your menses today. Next tomorrow you had the sex, you get, and you got pregnant next tomorrow. The egg was complete, right? A complete allele version of you. You get, during the sexual intercourse, your body try to make sure that all versions of you are complete in the egg, because anytime you might need the egg. You get, so are you going to tell them that day one you now be a bad baby? No. If you have the sex for as long as it should be, it will write in everything required during the process. That pleasure you are having is to distract a lot of part of you that might want to take those nutrients, those energy. You get what I mean? Train them energy to be busy with while it is busy writing what it should write. You get? So girls, you can say you don't last, is your own problem. You get? Just know that if you do not last for a guy that lasts, you get that he's taking his time to cook his sperm very well. Whatever deformities happen with your child is your own fault. Now, maybe because both of you don't last, you both share the fault. But if you have a guy that has trained himself, it's better you train yourself. Plus, you cannot even now satisfy them sexually too, because the longer the sex, the more enjoyable it is. Imagine you cooking very short and serving the food, and cooking the food for a long time and serving different tastes. Like you serve rice after 5 minutes of boiling with food, you eat that one. After 10 minutes, you eat another one. After 15 minutes, you eat another one. After 20 minutes, you are tasting new. After 25 minutes, you tasted another one. After 45 minutes, you tasted another one. Then you now serve the food and eat again. Which one will you enjoy most? Is it the one that you just serve at the end, or the one that you've already tasted different versions before the end? You understand? That is an analogy for sex too. So the longer, from my own experience and experiment, the maximum of 2 hours, right? Every 5 minutes, you will have the senses of oferu. You get a mini orgasm every 5 minutes. Aside all those sensations that happens before that 5 minutes. Now it means you would have had mini orgasm for like 10 times, 15 times, you get, before your final orgasm. And now your final orgasm, I don't know which guy have experienced it really, but there is a point where all your ribs open, absorbs every air available, creating a kind of body vibration. If you have that orgasm, you feel very satisfied. Very advanced level that, if to say we are animals that have all these stupid lines in our body that we open, you will see that your body opened. You get, that is during orgasm, like all your skin sensation, including your organ, everything will change during that period to give a kind of internal and external hyper orgasm that you would want to replicate every time. You would want to replicate it every time. Only if you have good mental strength, that you are not for sex only, you get, that you will just be able to overlook that one and do some more important things too. And then when that time comes to, you do that one too. So that is it. So guys and girls, you need to upgrade yourself. Stop being lazy. You get. Thank you very much. God bless you.